Welcome back again, rum lovers. It's me, Jamie here of Ready Set Rum, and again our expert of the day is
Moya Lambert.
All right, Moya. So today we are looking at the Worthy Park 2016, which is there.
2006.
Oh my gosh, I think I'm drunk. All right, so second rum review of the day. The first one was a high proof rum, so you know it's taking effect. So Worthy Park 2006 single estate. All right, you got it right this time.
Yes.
All right, so Worthy Park. What can you tell me about Worthy Park?
So this is one of the distilleries in Jamaica that I've not worked at. I have visited Worthy Park on a couple of occasions. It is in the valley, the Loyders Vale Valley. It's a picturesque drive coming out of Kingston. Lots of winding road. Once you come off the highway, they claim, or they do single estate. When you say that, it means that all the raw materials for making this rum is produced at Worthy Park.
Right.
So Worthy Park has a sugar factory, so they produce their molasses for making the rum. So it is all done on one property.
Right. So as Moya was saying, pictures views, pictures drive. The back of the bottle, the back of the box. No, this box is a pretty nice box, and they have a ton of information written on the back here. I'm not gonna read it all for you, right? But it says, imagine standing 1,200 feet above sea level and looking over 9,000 acres of lush foliage. Breathtaking valleys unite the rolling mountain ranges that stand guard over stalks of sugarcane with their leaves swaying in the breeze. This is Worthy Park Estate. Alright guys, you could hire me, I could read this. Alright, so Worthy Park, a long established estate in Jamaica, but a new rum producer in Jamaica.
So they used to produce rum way back in the day, and I think they started around 2005, 2006 when they started producing rum again. I had two colleagues who actually worked in that production, Andrew Harris and I'll tell you the other person as soon as I'm done. He's in St. Lucia, by the way. Yeah.
So, on the rum so far, on the rum bottle, on the box, what do you think about the presentation?
It exudes luxury. So thumbs up to Worthy Park. On this bottle itself, we have maybe more than an inch of bottle at the base of this.
It's like an inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches on the bottom there of just thick glass. Nice dark wood cork on the top.
Right.
It's a clean glass, and it really does exude luxury. It really gives you a luxury feel. It is nice to look at. It is nice to look at. I would definitely, you see this, you could charge me 150, 200 bucks, and I'm like, that just seems about the price. And honestly, that is about the price. In the US, it is rare to find, and everywhere that I could find it, it's $140.
Wow.
So it's rare to find, it's hard to find, and it is up there in the price ranges of rums. So that's the thing. In the rum market, sometimes scarcity rules, because this is scarce. I think I found 2 stores online that I could buy this at. I think I could find most 4 square bottles easier than I could find this. And 4 square is also a limited release kind of production that you usually could only find, it's rare to find a lot of them. Like, I haven't seen a lot of them around. But honestly, this bottle here is just as rare, if not more rare than any of them.
Right.
So, as you said, here's from Jamaica and all that, and it is 100% pot-distilled rum.
Yeah.
So again, we're expecting some funkiness here, and we're expecting some complexity. All right,
Yeah. Oh, that other guy that I mentioned that was integral in the starting up of this distillery was Lennox Wilson.
Wilson. All right. So thank you, Lennox, for this fine beverage. All right. So what do you think about the color? So a nice amber. Or is
Nice
that more?
amber,
It's very gold. It's a nice,
look.
clean, light gold on it, I find.
For a 12-year-old, I was kind of expecting a little bit darker
Right.
due to the barrels used and spent.
Yeah, I think this was white, was American oak.
Yeah, but what you find is that the more times you put alcohol into barrels, it pulls less of the wood. So some of these barrels, they don't give as much coloring.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so a bit light on the color. The legs, it's really slow, really thick legs. It is taking its time to get off the glass. So
Yeah.
definitely
I'm thinking that they stop mid-air.
mid-air.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
like it is. Yeah, it
It's
is.
so slow.
It is so slow. It is. You get one leg every 5 minutes or something. It is really thick. It is really thick.
Yeah.
All right, so nice golden color, really thick legs. Let's get on the nose. Get some alcohol burn on the nose, but I'm also getting some sweetness. That nice sweet, fruity like. It's very. It reminds
Fruity.
me. It reminds me of the Hamden. It a bit more alcohol burn, but it does
Yeah.
remind me on the nose of the Hamden.
Slightly.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, like the Hamden would have been a more concentrated version of what this is giving me. I think it's the way that they ferment their products. I speak a lot about fermentation, but let me tell you, if you don't make it in fermentation, you can't have it in distillation. So the rum is made first and foremost in your fermentation.
You know, a little bit more deeper notes, a little more woody notes.
Woody notes, there's the fruitiness,
There's
a little slight vanilla-like flavoring, nose that you're getting off of it. Some dried fruit notes, like raisin, prune, like.
Yeah, the fruit, the deep fruit notes. Like the more I inhale, the deeper the fruit notes I'm getting. You know, at first I was getting a light fruit on the top, like a pineapple type of fruit. But the more I inhale, it's getting.
You get those dried fruit.
Dry,
notes.
yeah. It's like I'm getting deeper and deeper into that fruit bucket. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good on the nose. A little heat on the nose, but nice nose. All right, let's get into the tasting. It's hot on the palate a little bit.
There's a slight amount of burn, and that may be because of the percent alcohol that is in it.
Yes, this is 56% alcohol.
Right, so over 100 proof. Also, you're getting those. It's slightly woody. There's a little bit of sweet there. It's not as balanced as I would expect from a 12-year-old.
There's a long bitter finish. My first sip, it was light, but it was long. And my second sip is way more pronounced. So there's a bitter lingering taste, and it does remind me of the single estate that they also sell. The flavor notes are very similar to the single estate. The wood definitely is there more, and also the bitter notes are there more.
Yeah, and this bitterness would be coming from the barrel themselves, because what you have to understand that yes, we love a rum that's 20-something years old, but they have to manipulate it carefully in order to make sure that it is not overly bitter. A lot of times what producers and master distillers do is that they move the rum to a different barrel. So when it starts getting to that bitter type or bitter taste, they move it to a more spent barrel. Because rum must age in barrel.
Right.
But you don't want it pulling too much woody notes. But you'll
Gotcha.
have it in that barrel, so it's just staying there mellowing. But not necessarily that interaction with the wood has slowed down much because that wood is spent. And that is how a lot of times persons with high aged rums, they end up keeping it without getting it too bitter where you can't.
Gotcha. What we used to do was look at rum experts and see what their tasting notes are. So in this case, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna find a rum expert and compare their tasting notes to what we're getting. Hey guys, so today we're gonna look at the Fat Rum Pirate and see what his comments are. So he says, milk chocolate with some baking spices mingling with the bourbon-like char, chocolate raisins and banana bread. That's what he says on the nose.
I get the raisins by themselves, a little bit of chocolate happening there. The banana bread and getting that.
The chocolate definitely for me. Chocolate for sure. Raisins, yes.
I smell a little buttery on it, like that diacetyl buttery next. Just a little bit of it.
I don't think I get the char or the banana bread. Alright, I like. There's some light, nice sweetness that I would get typically with a banana bread. Not really banana, but really banana bread. That kind of sweet.
Spicy.
Alright, and then he says, bruised banana, toffee, touch of menthol, definitely menthol, some pineapples, correct, a big milky cup of tea, and dried fruits that touch of Christmas cake. So much is going on, building up with each sip. So this is just one sip.
Yes.
I got the menthol, definitely. Dried fruits, yes.
Toffee, yes.
Milky cup of tea.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Toffee, yes. Bruised banana, not really. I don't really get any banana-y notes on this, honestly. And the Christmas cake, I don't know what kind of Christmas cake he has. I don't know what kind, is it an English Christmas cake? Is it a Caribbean Christmas cake? Like, what exactly is the Christmas cake we're talking about? I don't know the Fat Rum Pirates. I don't know what's his cultural reference, but I think he is in Europe, so maybe it's that
a little different from ours.
It's a different Christmas cake.
But I have diluted mine somewhat, and it's easier sipping once it's diluted. More of the flavors come out. It's extremely complex. You start getting that bouquet, those toffiness, chocolate.
And the dryness also.
Dry fruits. It's not as dry when it's diluted.
So it's dry fruit, but it's also a bit dry.
Oh.
Like I'm feeling the dryness.
The alcohol kind of disappears.
It's not a dry alcohol pulling on my mouth, and it's not a dry woody feel, but it's just the dryness that is sometimes apparent when the rum doesn't have any sugar.
Yes.
So you can just taste and you know that it doesn't have any sugar, and it's apparent with this. And I just added some water because without the water, I was getting a bit of a drying in the mouth, and it was high proof was overpowering, and sometimes you lose some of the tasting notes. At least I lose some of the tasting notes in a high proof, high flavor rum like this. It's too much for me. I am sadly an amateur at this. I buy a lot of rums, but I'm still young in the rum game. So for me, the water did help on sipping this rum. It isn't something that is easy to sip. I've tried, like all of this was me trying to sip without adding any water. But honestly, a little bit of water. I just added barely half a cork full in my Glencairn glass, and it was good. A good sip. You have all tasting notes. You have their tasting notes. Price is $140. It's only 4,000 bottles in the US and the Caribbean, 4,000 in Europe. So it's hard to find. The price is the price. What do you think? Is it a must try, must buy, must have?
I would definitely say it's a must try if you get the opportunity to try it. Try it. It's a pretty decent rum.
To me, I liked it. It's a must try for me. Maybe not must buy. Like at $140, it's tough for me. It is like that. That's a high price. I was lucky to have this bottle. I had to import mine from Jamaica because that 140, man, it was tough. It was too tough for me. So that's another one of those secrets. It is, if you want rums at great prices, just go to the country. Although you may not get it in the country, so it's a double-edged sword. some rums are available in the country. This is available at duty free in Jamaica.
Yes.
Great deal. However, you cannot get certain rums from Worthy Park in Jamaica. So there's some rums that are only available in Europe. There's certain expressions that they have. They're doing, sherry finishes, port finishes, and a lot of them aren't widely available in Jamaica. Right? A lot of them, they're typically European and America. They're trying to really get into America, and also they're going to send to America now. But a lot of them you cannot get. So if they give you a price in America, that's the price, right? So to me, it's a must try, and there's a lot of flavor there, there's a lot of complexity there, but at the same point in time, you do need, it's based on how you like to drink.
Right.
If you're a neat drinker, and I'm in Florida Rum Society, a lot of guys love it, a lot of guys, they swear behind it, they love this rum. But for me, I was just like, man, it was tough. I'm a neat sipper, and it's tough for me to sip neat, right? And that could be, a high proof as well, but also just the way it was blended, So for me, a must try. If you're a guy who could drink on the rocks and that's your preferred way of drinking, then this is great because you get high proof. It's not gonna, lose its strength easily under a big rock. So definitely, if you drink on the rocks, this is a must buy in my mind because the flavor when it's mellowed out is great. You're not gonna spend all this money and mix this thing with anything. Right? I don't. If other than a rum old fashioned, I think that's as far as I would go because there's a lot, and that's it. In a rum old fashioned, there's so much nice, good, rich flavors in this.
Yes,
it's gonna be
really
great.
Pop.
It's really gonna pop, and that's my thing. So today I'm not gonna make a rum old fashioned, but I just did the run Calon, and I made rum old fashions. I was pretty much drunk by the end of the video. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. All right. Okay, guys. So, anything else, Moya?
No, I would say to Gordan and team that this is a pretty decent rum. Way to go, Worthy Park.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ready, set, rum. Taking you around the world, one rum at a time. Later, guys.